thank you both very much for joining me. Hope you're both doing well. Really looking forward to kind of talking to you guys and going into the detail about how best placed to go through the kind of multi-marketplace model. If we can move on and how to do that. Sorry, it doesn't. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what we're going to be going through today, we're going to just briefly kind of overview what the marketplace opportunities are like in the UK and Europe. We'll talk about why you should look to a multi-marketplace approach. We'll then hand over to Heidi, who's going to tell us all about Wish and how beneficial the platform is to sell on. Then we'll go to Lee, and he's going to tell us all about Onbuy and how it's beginning to kind of dominate the UK marketplace. And then we'll just go through some final thoughts between the three of us and just kind of look at what we've been through and answer any questions that may come about. Okay, good. So we'll start off with the main components to expansion. So this is for a seller that sits outside of the UK and Europe that really wants to sell within, wants to kind of take advantage of getting into the UK and Europe. What are the main things that you kind of need to look for? What are the main sort of boxes that you need to tick in order to make that happen? The first one is compliance. You need to be VAT compliant in each region that you kind of work with. The second one is obviously logistics. It's possible to work kind of remotely and send stock into the UK, but it's very, very complex and complicated. And obviously, customers do not want to wait very long for their purchases anymore. So logistics it's really important to have kind of logistics in the area that you're selling into. And then obviously the basic account management, knowing exactly how that particular region works, how people search for products, what the trends are, staying on top of all that kind of thing is also really important as well. This is our expansion pathway. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this. We'll be covering off quite a few of these hexagons today, I believe. But this is essentially the kind of approach that we take as a business to how to successfully expand into a new region. We've got a kind of plethora of different things, different actions to take. Not all 100% required, but if all of these boxes were ticked, it will guarantee you a successful expansion. And this is what we're going to be talking to the guys about today. So as a business here at GE, we work very closely with the majority of the marketplaces. We actively sell on each of the marketplaces as well. So as a kind of overview as to the marketplaces we work closely with, we've got very good relationships with eBay and Amazon, obviously Onbuy and Wish, who are here with us today. B&Q is a new marketplace that we're working closely with to enable our clients to sell into that platform as well. And then moving into Europe, we've also got relationships with Fnac in France, Allegro in Poland, bol.com in the Netherlands, and Cdiscount as well in France. Okay, so why should you be considering a marketplace market approach when expanding into the UK and Europe? So what are the reasons that we encourage our clients to kind of go down a multi-marketplace approach? I think the main one for me really is this kind of exposure to more customers. Many people think that when you go outside of Amazon, you're just going to cannibalize your sales into other marketplaces. So you'll end up with the same amount of sales, just spread across more marketplaces, higher costs, etc. More and more research is coming out to kind of disprove that, and that there are actually a huge amount of people that have specific preferred marketplaces that aren't Amazon. When I did some research recently, it shows that obviously there's a big proportion of people that will go to Amazon and buy everything off of Amazon, and there's a big kind of crossover of other marketplaces. But in fact, There's also a huge portion of, particularly in the UK, a huge portion of e-commerce customers that won't buy on Amazon. So in fact, what you're doing by opening up a multi-marketplace approach is you're in fact extending the amount of customers that are going to get visibility on your products, which I think for me personally is definitely the most kind of valid reason to consider that approach. Other than that, obviously, there's different marketplaces working different ways. The seller support across the majority of marketplaces that sit outside of Amazon is a lot stronger. So it's a lot easier to work on a lot of these marketplaces as a seller. Obviously, you're going to increase the more people that look at your products, the more people that see your products, the more people are going to purchase. You get more engagement, you get improved customer acquisition. The more marketplaces that you have visibility on, the more people are going to kind of come back and buy your product. And again, just with the kind of regional piece, looking at the different regions, making sure that you're visible and your product is readily available in all the different regions is going to be mega important. So yeah, they're the kind of main reasons that you should consider a multi-marketplace approach. So the fundamentals of running a successful omni-channel. So these are the pieces that we find, or that we, research that we've done. We've kind of come across these that are really important to making sure that your omni-channel approach is successful. I think the top one is the kind of automation, and what we mean by that is making sure that you have some kind of software in place that centralizes all of the kind of sales. So once you start branching out into different marketplaces, it can be really difficult to kind of keep tabs on exactly what's going on in each marketplace. It's really important to maintain a good pricing strategy. And again, that's really difficult when you're having to log in and out of several different marketplaces. So there's plenty of different tools out there that offer different kinds of automations that kind of brings all that information into one place. It's also really important for stock as well, and the kind of inventory management, making sure that we are, you're not kind of over committing to one marketplace and then not being able to fulfill orders on another. So again, there's lots of automations that can pull that together. There's different types of advertising as well, which is really important and really quite interesting as well. So it's about learning how those different advertising campaigns work, and making sure that you're able to make the most of the different kind of ad strategies that cover the different marketplaces. Optimized content is a pretty basic and straightforward one. Obviously, again, different marketplaces operate slightly differently. So on Amazon, for example, it's the kind of optimization of a listing is very geared around that specific product and listing. Whereas on eBay, for example, it's more geared around your customer experience across all of your portfolio. So your kind of store metrics drive the algorithm essentially. So it's really important to kind of learn how each marketplace offers that kind of optimization and act appropriately. And then last point is sort of similar to the kind of inventory management, just kind of streamlining that fulfillment. Making sure that you're partnered with a logistics partner that can do B2C fulfillment, that can obviously offer that kind of stock rotation piece, and make sure that you've got stock readily available at all times. And then how to choose the best marketplace for your business. Probably one of the most important parts of this, actually. So research the market. So we do what we call a feasibility study. Again, people do their own versions of something very similar, but it's essentially a piece of work that we do to look at the kind of market as a whole, look at the kind of entry points and the pricing of different competitors, look at what that kind of category is bringing in as an entire revenue, and then work out, okay, what's our kind of target market share? That then gives you all of the information you're going to need to work out whether or not this is the right market for your product. Again, we'll look at what the competitors do. So where are your competitors selling? What are their pricing strategies? What are their kind of entry points? How do they make it work? And just, really kind of nail down that piece of, making sure that your product fits the marketplace and that the people that the marketplace is attracting are going to be attracted to your products. Always check all the fees that are involved. I think this is becoming less of an issue, but certainly in the past, it was difficult to kind of work out exactly what you're going to be charged across different marketplaces. I think now there is a lot more transparency across the board, but there are going to be some marketplaces, some smaller marketplaces that's not quite the case. So always really kind of do your research into what fees you're going to pay, and include that in your kind of calculations as to whether it's going to be feasible or not. Can you carry out multiple listings? So are you able to kind of, does the marketplace that you're going to be selling on offer kind of variations? Can you pull all of your products into segment your products into variations? Some marketplaces don't offer this. The majority, again, more recently have begun to offer this because it's almost a no-brainer. It's pushing a lot more traffic to one page and given the consumer the ultimate choice on exactly what they want to purchase. So again, it's just about double checking that that's available and open on the kind of marketplace. Yeah, you can test the market. They're around kind of 6 to 10 marketplaces for each category. So obviously, you've got your big marketplaces like Wish and Onbuy that are completely cross-category, but then you've got lots and lots of more category-specific marketplaces, which is a great way to kind of test the market. How do you fit into a cross-category marketplace? Is it better to go to a more focused category marketplace where the people that are on there are shopping for that particular category? So again, there's no harm in kind of going in and testing the market there. Purchase behavior is always mega important. Making sure that you fully understand how the purchasers are behaving, how they're coming to the products, what are they searching for, and making sure that your product's equipped for when that buyer gets to your listing. And again, that will change from marketplace to marketplace. As an example, somebody searching on Amazon compared to a category specific marketplace might be looking for different things within the listing. So it's worth just really kind of identifying how the customers are searching and what it is they're looking for by marketplace. And again, just making sure that we understand the logistical solutions that are there. Some marketplaces offer logistical solutions, some don't. So it's just making sure that you're equipped for the marketplace that you're kind of looking into. So, with Amazon, you've got the FBA model, you've got the FBM model. Many of the marketplaces do work off of a sort of an FBM type model. However, more and more marketplaces are starting to offer logistics solutions as well. Again, it's just worth doing research on that because it depends on how many marketplaces you're looking to sell into. Do you want all of your stock going out of one place? Are you in a position to be able to kind of spread your stock all around the country in different kind of marketplace hubs? Have you got the capacity to be able to kind of really manage the stock rotation that closely? So again, it's just about making sure that you are you're completely up together with what's being offered and what is the best solution for your brand. Okay, and as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we offer a feasibility study service here at GE, which is essentially a service where we kind of test the market for you. We do that research for you. We use lots of different kind of third-party tools to scrape data, to look at competitors, research the competitors, research the market, and essentially we come up with a couple of slides of data that you've got that will basically give you overview of how feasible it is for you to sell your product or your category in a given market. We also, alongside that, offer a bit of like a feasibility calculation, if that makes sense. So it's like we break a 12-month forecast out, and we look at, it's very detailed. We'll look at what your sales could look like over that 12 months if you follow certain things. So again, it just gives you an idea of what is achievable in that market. We're offering, I think it's the first three people that scan and the first 3 people to sign up for one of these, we're offering a free feasibility study. Get scanning, and we'll get the feasibility study over to you very soon. Cool. Well, that's enough of me droning on now. Over to you, Heidi, to talk about Wish. Again, we work really closely with the guys from Wish, and really looking forward to hearing all about the opportunities.
Great, thank you, Ant. Some really fantastic insights there when considering a multi-marketplace strategy. Thanks, and we'll get into the slides. I'm Heidi. I'm the EU Accounts Team Manager, and our team is dedicated to supporting merchants maximize their potential through some of our key selling practices. So hopefully you guys are a bit familiar with Wish, but we've been one of the most downloaded marketplaces globally. Our mission has always been to bring an affordable and entertaining experience to millions of customers around the world. What makes us different to perhaps some of the other marketplaces you might currently be operating on is we are a discovery-based marketplace. So the customer doesn't typically come onto Wish starting their journey with a search function of what they're looking for. They are aided by user discovery, and it's a super visual, engaging feed. And we are 90% mobile app focused. So all of our updates and features all take place in our mobile app. So we have a unique algorithm where when the customer lands on our app, they are presented with a whole array of product categories that we sell, everything from fashion, electronics, home decor, health and beauty. And that customer is starting to engage with all of those wonderful products. And we're getting a real understanding of what that customer enjoys shopping in, which category, how much they're willing to spend, and curating them a really personalized feed based on what they are showing an interest in. So the unique thing about Wish is no two customers' feed will ever look the same. We are also a fun and delightful experience. So we have lots of interactive games, logging bonuses, rewards, lots of elements of gamification, and we really try to keep it fun and engaging. And we see that by how long our customers are actually willing to spend just browsing through our app. Great, so I'll now get on to talking about the global Wish customer. So another huge differentiator of Wish Marketplace is that you can manage your global sales from one single dashboard account. Wish is available in over 60 countries. Some of our largest markets being North America and here in the UK and Europe. And we also offer over 30 international customer language translations. So yeah, our top performing countries are here in the UK, Germany, Italy, France, within Europe, but we cover most of Europe as well and have customers in every single European region. So to talk about the global opportunity and scale of Wish, we sell over 900,000 items a day. We have over 43% of our customers are millennial, shipping to over 60 countries and 74 million monthly active users. So we really try to remove some of the friction points when it comes to selling on marketplaces. We are on hand to help with currency and translations. So you would supply your pricing in your local currency and be paid in local currency, and then it's converted to that local price for the customer. We offer automatic language translations of product titles and more in certain regions. And we are continually building out more translations of the page in further regions as well. We have our advertisements and promotions that run on a global scale. A lot of our merchandising events now run globally. So we're showing your products to the most amount of customers. We are on hand to support with taxes. So international taxes may vary, but we are geared up to help you here. We are an automatic marketplace facilitator in many of our regions. We have tax settings that are enabled to help you calculate and collect tax amounts in certain countries. And you're able to download tax reports so you can monitor your tax obligations. Great, so I'm now going to discuss growing with Wish. So you have a couple of tools within the merchant dashboard. You have our advertising tool known as Product Boost, or our newer promotions suite, which is shown to the user as a deals hub. So advertising, also known as our Product Boost tool, is a great way to reach more customers of certain products. When you advertise, which is done on a cost per click model, we'll show your products to more users if it's relevant to that given customer. And advertised products are also featured more prominently within search results. We also have our newer merchant promotions platform. So there's two tools here that you can take advantage of. We have our newer discount tool, where you can set a promotion for 7 to 14 days, anything from 5% upwards. This is great for sales on seasonal or stagnant inventory. We also have our flash sales tool. This is shown slightly higher up the page, and it's a more time-intensive sale that just runs for 12 hours, and we're asking for a slightly higher discount from our merchants there. We really want customers to feel that kind of remorse of missing out if they haven't participated in a flash sale. And we're really trying to create a more deal-centric experience now. But the tool that we're most excited about is our events tool. And this is also found under the merchant promotions platform. We regularly encourage merchants to check out the events that we have running, where we align your great deals with Wish's merchandising efforts. So for example, coming up at the moment, we'll have like a spring cleaning event in March. And we'll have our first sort of major sale of the year at the end of March, which is going to be Wish 330 event. With events, we're looking for a 15% discount from our merchants, and this is backed by Wish's merchandising efforts, both within the app and sometimes off the app as well, with additional marketing for those major events. So we really encourage our merchants to put their best foot forward here and regularly check events and enrolling those great deals. In terms of our shipping requirements, we allow merchants 15 days to reach the customer around the world. We do know that you can ship a lot quicker than that to certain regions. So we do encourage that you optimize your time to door to show more accurate delivery times for each territory. For example, you might want to set the UK as 3 days or Germany as 7 days. We ask that orders are fully tracked from start to end using one of our qualified carriers, and express truck orange logo on the listings, which is if you can deliver in 5 days or less, and that signals to the customer a bit of a quicker delivery. You also have 4 days to fulfill the order. But for example, Premier merchants are typically doing that within 24 hours. Sorry, next slide. So your starting journey on Wish will look a little bit like these 3 steps. You will be setting yourself up for success with one of our dedicated account managers by uploading some appealing inventory and really kind of optimizing yourself for organic discovery. So your products will launch. They'll be starting to get optimized and shown to our customers. You then might want to take advantage of some of our advertising tools once you've got those kind of initial sales through, and utilize our product boost tool to increase those sales, get higher up the rankings. And by that point, you'll have really established your Wish standard score on the platform. And hopefully being silver and above in your score, that will help you unlock some of our newer newer promotional tools that I just mentioned. So the discount tool, the flash sales, and the events. We only open these up to silver and above merchants on our platform, and you can really start to take advantage of some of those features to reach more customers and hopefully grow your sales. Fantastic. So that was a super quick introduction to Wish, and hopefully that's appealing for you. And just to walk you through your starting journey. So as I mentioned, you'll receive dedicated support from an account manager to help your onboarding journey and getting you through those first sales. We currently offer a reduced commission rate of just 5% for the first 3 months, helping you to maintain low commission rates. We do have introductory credits that we give to you to help drive those initial impressions, help familiarize you with our advertising tools, and generate some of those first sales. And as a marketplace, we are always announcing new features to our merchants, encouraging you to join our growth webinars or other webinars that we may be running, sharing any exciting marketing opportunities such as our events calendar, banners and social media activity that you can participate in. And lastly, we really look forward to getting you on your way to kind of long-term growth and always supporting you with account optimization tips and tricks.
Wow, thanks, Heidi. That's really cool. I mean, obviously, I've kind of worked with you for a little while. I think that it's really interesting. I love the kind of the innovative bit, if that sounded right, about the having the games available. I mean, how do you find that works? Like, does it bring more people onto the site? Does it engage people more? How does that kind of work?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the things that we do there is we have like a daily login bonus. So if you log in consecutively for 7 days, you're rewarded with points and discounts that can come off your checkout price. And always adding new, engaging features to our platform. We have now got Wish Clips, which is video shopping, which really helps to improve that kind of path to purchase and create that more immersive shopping experience. So yeah, with whatever we bring out, it's always got the customer in mind, and yeah, really continuing to bring a value orientated shopping experience to our customers.
Cool. You've obviously been through a big rebrand relatively recently. I think it was like last year. How have you found? Have you found that that's engaging more customers? Are you seeing the kind of uplift from that?
Yeah, so as you know, we have undergone a fantastic rebrand, which was really the result of huge effort across the business the last 12 to 18 months, and many of the features that we introduced, like Wish standards, for example, a scoring system that vets our sellers and helps to promote the great sellers. And yeah, it's been a really positive rebrand alongside a multi-million dollar marketing campaign that we've had go out across Q3 and Q4. And yeah, it's a continued journey, and excited to be a part of this transformation, and many more exciting updates to come in the next few months and rest of the year as well.
Yeah, cool. I mean, from a personal perspective, I think the rebrand brilliant. It's really kind of made it a lot more engaging as an app. So yeah, I think it's been a real success. You talked a little bit about the kind of different advertising strategies and what it is that Wish does to kind of support their merchants. And you mentioned that you kind of do a little bit of off-app advertising. Like, can you go into a little bit more detail about that? What does that involve? And how kind of sellers and merchants can benefit from it?
Yeah, so in terms of how merchants can benefit the most, I would really encourage them to think about the 3 major sales that Wish is going to be running this year. So we are quickly evolving our merchandising efforts now, and yeah, the first one is the Wish 330 event in March. The second one's going to be Wish Anniversary in July, and of course the third one is Every Day is Black Friday in Q4. And for these major sale events, we are going all guns blazing when it comes to our off-site marketing with emails, PR, external partner marketing, and providing our merchants give us, the great deals. 15% and upwards is what we're looking for. And, in those kind of trending product categories, then they'll be supported with Wish's merchandising efforts there. So, yeah, really when it comes to thinking about where you're going to supply your biggest promotions this year, I would really focus on those 3 major sales that we're going to be running.
That's awesome. Yeah, thanks so much for that, Heidi. Really appreciate it. And yeah, we've, as I mentioned, that we work with Wish, and I think the real benefit that we're seeing and that we've seen is the kind of support element, that kind of merchant support that you get just makes the journey so easy. You don't have to plow resource into getting things set up and making things work and all the rest of it, because there's always somebody on hand to kind of muck in and help out, which is really, really useful. So yeah, obviously we would encourage as many merchants as possible, if you're not already selling on Wish, to reach out to Heidi and get yourself on there as soon as possible. That was really cool though. Thank you for that, Heidi.
Thank you. Yeah, and like you said, and we do have local business development managers in every region within, here in the UK, in each territory within Europe, North America, APAC. So you've always got someone on hand to talk to and discuss how you can grow your account. And yeah, we really look forward to working with you, and thank you very much, Ant.
No problem. Thank you. It's exciting times for sure. Okay. Now we move on to Mr. Brown at Onbuy. Again, Onbuy is a market that I've become quite familiar with. Namely, they're based just down the road from our HQ. I used to actually work with Lee many years ago. What feels like many years ago now. So we're looking
a bit older, aren't we? Slightly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, less hair for sure. Over to Lee to tell us a bit more about Onbuy.
Thank you. Thanks, Ant. It was great to obviously meet, catch up with you and the team today. Welcome being in the office, and Ant could make a few more cups of tea, but apart from that, it's been a great day. Thanks everyone for the time. It's great to go through Onbuy and the differences between the UK and US market. My name's Lee. I'm one of the business development managers at Onbuy. My job is to assist partners such as global e-commerce and bring on strategic partners and sellers for the business. So why enter the UK market? We're the third largest e-com market, which is massive, and it's growing, as we will see. See, 169 billion annual turnover in 2022. Huge. And it's continuing, which is great. Some really interesting stats. So I asked the guys, talking to Ant, obviously we have a lot of customers from the US, so who probably haven't heard of Onbuy or other marketplaces, so it's good to show comparisons as to why you should expand into the UK marketplaces. Obviously, we have got the giant Amazon, but why others? So you'll see here, the UK online retail sector has grown. How does it compare? 14% and 9%, and that's customers who will shop for the groceries and FMG, CG online, and 28%. So 19% of customers who plan to buy electronics and home appliances online. For us, consumer electronics and home appliances is massive. It's a big part of the business, and we're seeing an increase year on year. The UK are clearly becoming a lot lazier as a consumer. Or maybe the US offer a much better retail. I've been to the US a few times, and I do believe that that could be a part of it. As the UK guys are sitting at home buying their appliances and electronics, whereas the US guys are going to the store and they're getting that high level of customer service and experience. So why has the UK market adopted these patterns? So UK consumers favour online, as I briefly mentioned. We're less patient, which I really didn't like that stat. 33% versus 27 customers who want to spend less than 10 minutes shopping. I'm an online man. I like to shop online. And the stats are there. It's marginal, but it's there. And customers who get frustrated in queues, British are renowned for queuing, but maybe it's out of frustration. So that'd be another pattern, definitely, as to why people in the UK are buying more online against the US.
Yeah, I think just jumping in with some research that we did quite recently. It was mainly around the listing and how people engage with different listings, and the research that we did, or the research that we came across, it proves how lazy us humans are getting. Like to the point where we don't want to go out to shop. We want to sit on our sofa and do the shopping. We don't even want to read text anymore. So, like everybody's being driven towards these kind of pictures in the listing to kind of explain the product. So that really kind of stacks up in your in the stats that you're showing here, which is quite interesting.
Most definitely. People they've got the account, right? They've got their Onbuy account, the Wish account, whoever, and they're shopping and they see the product. They know a couple of clicks and a Face ID, and they've purchased the product, right? You haven't got the fuel prices. They're going crazy here. You have to leave your living room, right? It sounds bad. We're all guilty for it, and obviously the next generation are even more tech savvy than we are. So it's only going to increase. So pros to expanding the UK market. So obviously we've got the third largest. It's a huge growing consumer market. The gateway to other European markets. Onbuy is solely UK. but obviously Wish are global. We are looking to go global. So yeah, at the moment it's UK, but yeah, European would be going. There's a high demand of diverse range of products. So yeah, for us, you can list one product, you can list a million. If you list a million, I want to know what ones they are. But yeah, you can list a diverse range, and you can advance e-commerce infrastructure and tech, and the UK government support. How can you capitalize on these opportunities? Start selling to a new audience by expanding to the UK marketplace. So yeah, we're attracting a unique customer. We only overlap eBay by roughly sort of 35%. Don't have the Wish stats, Heidi. Maybe I'll try and get the BI team to find that one out. So yeah, we're like Ant said, not all consumers want to shop on Amazon. Not all sellers want to sell on Amazon, or want to be heavily reliant on one giant, and that's a big thing when I talk to sellers. Maybe they're relying on Amazon, eBay for a large proportion of their sales. Why not then have additional 2-3 extra channels? You're paying for this system that holds your stock centrally, that holds all your data, your content, and you've got integration. Why not optimize it and use it to the best of its ability? And that's what we're finding. And the conversations I have daily with people is just to share that risk. They want to gain this new demographic, especially what Onbuy are building. We're a UK owned and UK based marketplace. Yeah, and we're coming out of we're coming out of nowhere, and we're really leaping into into people's attention now. That's only going to grow with this year, and we have got huge expansion plans, various marketing. It's super exciting. So the benefits of selling on online marketplaces: instant access to a database. Yeah, we received 10 million views each month. So marketing activities across various channels. Our database is millions. This is e-shotted, targeted. We do work with brands on different campaigns, as well as, like, similar to what Heidi said. Maybe we have like a marketing event coming up. Spring cleans the obvious one. Yeah, and we do sort of camping ones as well. Maybe it's travel related products. If your products are going really well, the team will reach out and say, look, your products are going really well, want to include it. Maybe we're looping it just into that category, so it's not actually for that seller. It's actually category specific, because we know, so we're targeting the whole category and not favoriting different sellers. So there's different ways that we help our sellers gain more traction. Support with payments and processing and fulfillment. Yeah, we're bringing out, it's in the press now, so we're bringing out our in-house payment system, which is great. We were with PayPal, and now we are still have them on board, but we're using ours, and that's coming 6th of March, which is really exciting for Onbuy. Yeah, you can obviously see the others. There's greater visibility, increased traffic. So if you're in different marketplaces, they're attracting different demographics. So you'll be seeing more consumers be seeing your products into different channels. That could be internally and obviously externally that we do marketing to. So why choose Onbuy? If you saw, we received it's between 7 and 10 at Q4, 7 around now. So we've got 35 million products. Trustpilot with like 50,000 reviews. So trust is massive, and that's growing. There's obviously, we work with thousands of leading brands. We work with your Swans, your Towers, your Legos, and then we work with the small businesses too. We're honest, open, and transparent. So if you could be turning over £1,000, you could be turning over millions. Everyone's fees are the same. We don't negotiate. We want to have a level playing field marketplace, and that is really, really important for us. So reach unique customers. Onbuy slightly touched this. So yeah, you can see that 65% of our customers don't generally shop on eBay. So 35%, what I mentioned earlier, and 50% overlap with Amazon. It's a big opportunity to increase your sales with a new demographic, growing target market, which we are building, and that is the biggest reason to move over us. The only way you can access these customers is selling through Onbuy, and that's why the big brands and the resellers are now coming to us. Cool. Common challenges at other marketplaces. So complex fee structure. You're going, oh, the answer. What am I making? What margin am I going to do? It's 5% for this. If you sell under this, it's 10%. Ours are really transparent, really simple. Moving forward, obviously, with the payment system, there's no extra fee with another provider, which is great. Our fees are very, very aggressive and competitive within the market. They are every fee is lower than Amazon, which is what people want to hear. The threat of competition from another marketplace, we're in a sweet spot where we are not flooded, but there's competition, so there is healthy. We've got categories that receive millions of turnover each month, but where you're not going to list your product and it's going to go on page 30, for instance. If you're selling a generic product, you'll be then if you're selling, I don't know, let's just say a swan kettle, I don't know, it'd be on page 1 because it'd be a really popular product, so then you're competing against other sellers. So we have one product with multiple resellers, so it's then the consumer's got a choice. Okay, maybe you're not the cheapest by pound, whatever it is, but you're delivering faster. Okay, I'm going to go with that customer. Well, actually, you've got your reviews are like really, really strong, and your 10p whatever more expensive. We're going to go with you. So the consumer have got the option to choose what seller they want to do. Yeah, next slide, please. Russell, I'll answer your question at the end, but we do vet sellers. So we got a real stringent screening process. So it's similar to Amazon, to be honest. So we've got systems that we require business information identification from the business owner. We check that. We have a team of, I think, 5 or 6 people that check, go on company's house to check that everyone's registered. So yeah, we need all business documents, ID. The system is like Big Brother. I was like, wow. So if anyone like alters or doctors a business certificate, then we can see. So yeah, it's there in place. We only work with registered sellers. You can be a sole trader or limited business. Thought I'll run that one quickly in there for you. Okay, cool. So here's why we're different. Again, really aggressive rates, sufficient payments. We are going from delivery +7, clear policies. It's nice and simple. We can obviously forward the T's and C's. We don't compete, which is quite big. We don't have an account. We're not buying goods and selling them, undercutting sellers. Our existence is working with our sellers. So we need to have good sellers with good products to market to our customers, and that's how we survive. So we're not going to spend our time selling the latest cheapest air fryer. We want our sellers to be making that and doing some great numbers. Simple, transparent fee structure. Again, we touched on that. It's nice and simple, all slightly lower than Amazon. And friendly support and UK based. So yeah, as part of my role, when I bring them on, I will work with that seller until he is live. So I will help with like Russell mentioned, getting them live, helping them through the ID, the business documents, that type of thing, helping them with advice with their store information, and assisting with feeds as well. So I do the whole lot, all the way to the journey where they are live, and then I'll pass to the account management to do their thing. This is just one of our custom Swan UK brands, predominantly do like toasters, kettles, that type of thing. Really have strong heritage, in the UK. Yeah, and they've got 700 products listed. They saw 190% year-on-year growth. And also they averaged 45k plus each month, and that's growing well, and they're extremely happy with that. The brand's really taken off in their social media too. Yeah, and we do sort of different things with them as well. This is yeah, again, Hearts of Stir, one of our customers, which we've been partnered with for quite a while. Just talking about us there, Onbuy offer competitive commission rates, offer value for money and access to a different type of customer. They also have human beings for support, unlike automated and unhelpful support provided by the marketplaces. We're not going to mention any names there, but yeah, we are human. We're not robotic. If there's a problem, we'll pick the phone up. If there's an issue, we'll solve it. Yeah, thank you for your time and open to any questions.
Thanks, Lee. That was again awesome. And yeah, obviously, as a business, we work with Onbuy as well, and we've got a few bits and bobs selling so far. Again, such a brilliant seller journey from a merchant or a seller to get stuff selling on Onbuy. So straightforward. I think the guys take all of the information that you got. They kind of talk to you about how you want the listings to kind of look. And we've got some really good listings available and live on Onbuy at the moment, and it's been quite fascinating actually to kind of sit back and watch the kind of evolution, if you like, of Onbuy. Because it's a relatively new marketplace, but the speed that it's grown has been pretty phenomenal. So yeah, thanks for kind of giving us that overview. That was really cool. So I think we've got a few questions. So let me just go back through. Okay, so Jim has asked one for Heidi. Jim is asking, when is Wish opening back up fully in the country of France?
Thank you for that question, Jim. Unfortunately, I'm not actually permitted to answer that one, but I would encourage you to keep following our updates. We are very much committed to France and the transformational progress. Perhaps I can also answer Russell's. Does Wish and Onbuy promote the products on their marketplaces on Google Shopping? Yes, we do. In each region where the merchant is selling into, if the product is competitive, it will show up on Google Shopping if it is competitive to the users. So that is something that we do, and it's included within our sort of marketplace platform sort of structure.
Cool, thank you. Thanks for that, Heidi. Thanks for the question, Jim. Russell has got a question for Lee. Does Onbuy still only connect with the Shopify site via CUD app?
Yes. We are looking at other options. It works well with I'm trying to use the right words here. If you're really experienced with development and building websites, mapping products, I've seen people smash it. But yeah, it's an area which we are looking to improve Shopify integration. There are others. We've got APIs, we've got bulk CSV. If you got your product saved, send that over to myself or the team. We can look at it. Or we can do product match as well. So there's different ways we can do it. But yeah, ultimately, we are looking to improve that. So TBC, it will be here, I promise.
Awesome. And it's being such a new relatively new marketplace when you compare to a lot of the others. Again, like there's lots of kind of developments going on. I mean, just in the shortish time that I've worked with you guys at Onbuy, we've seen some massive changes already, and they seem like as a business they're really kind of geared towards that kind of seller experience and trying to kind of work to improve that.
Yeah, definitely. We've got various teams and they're all shifting as well. So we listen to sellers, we listen to the feedback. We've got different tierings, so you can have, if you didn't want an account manager, you don't have to have it. How it works, it's really risk-free with everything to gain. It's a standard package is £19 without account manager, and one if you wanted a day-to-day contacts, £39 a month. It's incredibly good value. And we want, I think, like I touched on earlier, we want to work with sellers. We're at this growth stage where we want good sellers with good products at market line prices to take to market and market to our customers. And it's as you've seen today, the phone's been ringing a lot, and I couldn't catch up with you as much as I wanted, but it's going well. There's lots in the pipeline as well. We've had some really good recruitment. You might have seen the marketing director from AO has just moved through us. She's got some really exciting plans for this year, which is going to take us to the next level.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, making waves there for sure. Okay, so we've got a couple more questions in the comments, which I'll run through very quickly. The first one I think is more geared towards Heidi. Do you see a benefit to offering a quicker delivery solution? That's from James. Thanks, James.
Yes, and that's definitely the advantage in comparison to some of the sellers that ship from China, which is typically on a 15-day or less time to door now. So yeah, the advantage of shipping quicker is you're going to be shown to the user with that Wish Express truck logo. You get more impressions served to your listings with the Wish Express truck logo as well, and overall a better customer experience. So we do encourage you to offer quicker shipping where possible, but you do have 15 days to reach the customer globally. So we really encourage you to kind of opt into as many countries as you can, and ship all across the world. Most of our sellers that send from the UK, their top markets are typically the US and Canada. With a like 10 to 12 day time to door, and that also doesn't put the customer off. So really encourage you to opt into many countries, optimize your time to door, set up your shipping prices correctly, and kind of reach that global appeal.
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool. So basically it's almost a try before you buy, I guess, isn't it? Because if you're able to sell a product with a 12-day lead time, if you're able to be successful at selling your products with 12 days lead time, it almost gives you the green light to kind of open up in a get logistics in a different region, because by reducing that delivery time, you're going to sell more, right? So it's almost like a great way of almost testing the water. So it's a really cool feature. One for Leah Onbuy. Why have you changed payment provider? What was the reason behind your switch from PayPal, I think it was, to your new payment provider?
The biggest one is the element of control. So let's throw a hypothetical situation. Customer, you deliver the product to the customer. Customer says to you, I haven't got it. And we go, okay, we can get involved to a limit, but then ultimately PayPal have the final decision, right? They decide if they're going to refund the seller or which way they're going to slide. Now we have that element control back, so we have the whole sales process, and we have that control. Also, it would enable us to scale globally too, easier, for different tax codes and different reasons across Europe and internationally. So that helps us.
Awesome, brilliant, thank you. Okay, so that's all the questions. Thanks again for you guys for joining. Just as a quick kind of mop up, we kind of came on here asking why should people go for a multi-marketplace approach. I think there's some really interesting points that we've raised here as well. Lee, you mentioned like not competing with your with the customers, so that really kind of drives the marketplace itself to fully support the brands in every way. As you kind of touched on, there are marketplaces that physically buy the products and then kind of almost compete back with the brands. So it really feels like, to go for a multi-marketplace approach, you're actually kind of going into marketplaces that are incentivized to sell more of your products, because everybody wins when more products sell, right? So it feels like, you know, as a seller, the more marketplaces that you can sell across, you know, the more marketplaces you're going to have on your side, if you like, and the more eyes you're going to get on your products, which again is really important. And I think the other bit is is that kind of seller support element. I think we talk about, how difficult it can be to sell on some marketplaces, and the level of supports that people get can be frustrating. And I think that as time evolves, by making it easier, but in marketplaces like yourselves, making it easier for brands to sell on, will naturally attract more kind of brands. And then it's almost like that kind of snowball effect. Once, you know, other brands see their competitors selling on other marketplaces, it's going to really kind of, you know, give them the decision to make as to whether they should kind of do the same. And I personally see the multi-marketplace approach to be something in the future that, you know, every single brand should be kind of looking towards, or should be kind of gearing their sales for. And I think, you know, just having you guys on to kind of answer a few questions and talk about the kind of benefits has been amazing. Hopefully it's helped some of the people watching, you know, some of the brands that are going to be kind of watching this back. And yeah, I really appreciate both of your time. It's been great chatting. Obviously, if there are any other questions that haven't been asked or haven't been answered, feel free to drop us an email. I think you'll probably get an email after the webinar anyway, so you can just reply to that with any further questions you got. But for now, thanks everybody. Thanks again to Hygiene Lee. Thanks for joining, and good night.
Thank you very much, Ant. And
Thanks.
yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.